Now tell me, how do you make money?
For those who surround you, need no funny kind. You can't see what's on my brain. I live inside.
How y'all doing? How you doing? So we did a poll. I did a poll. What videos you wanted? The top one was about us, which we've just done. But then loads of people have said they want to know how I earn money while I'm living in my van full time. So that's what this video is about. Hope you find something useful in it. I've got three main sources. I mean, I'll have a go out if I can earn some money, but I've got three main sources of income. My first one is my antiques and collectibles. I buy and sell, things. And my grandma was an antique dealer and my dad was an antique dealer, so I'm like third generation. When I left school at 17 and I realised I wasn't going to be a famous rapper, I ended up working for my dad in van. When I said working, I just used to sleep and would drive around and my dad would be filling van with antiques. So I got to know what was valuable and stuff, although it has changed quite a lot. My dad was more furniture and my dad specialised in pianos. My dad had a couple of piano shops and that was a big part of his business, antique pianos. And I'm sort of more, because furniture takes a lot of doing, and it's all, everyone goes to IKEA now, don't they? Furniture's not as, unless it's really high-end stuff. So I'm more specialised in porcelain, ceramics, and I like it, smaller items. The downside is they're very fragile. And when I did start the business, because of vanity, I've always been like that. I thought I want to do high-end items, so I'd be buying things at hundreds of pounds and hopefully like doubling up on them and stuff like that. And I'd have vases at over £1,000. But my anxiety levels were through the roof because I'm really clumsy and I've all this stuff in my unit, and I think I only need to bump into one of my shelving units or something like that, and it's all coming down. And then when I were posting stuff, it mainly goes to America or Far East. And you couldn't really insure it. You can insure it as an antique dealer, but it's a fortune. So it was not worth it. So I sort of moved away from that, and I buy job lots. I buy from auction mainly. That's mainly where I get stuff from. But I've also got a couple of friends who are dealers, and they do house clearances and things like that. So they normally ring me up and they go and I'll buy boxes of stuff. Sometimes it's just all crap. Sometimes there's some right bargains and there's some really good stuff. Then I get all the good stuff out. I sort of, if it needs cleaning up and stuff, I'll do that. Photograph it and get it listed online on various different websites. I buy from antique centres. I used to be in an antique centre up until recently, but that were a lot of hard work for not much return. I've had a few sort of nice touches. I bought a painting recently and I did loads of research on it, and I got so excited. I paid £100 for this painting, or 90 something pound I paid for it, and I was so sure it was an artist by the name of James Patterson, a Glaswegian artist. And I've seen this stuff go for 40 grand and I couldn't contain myself, and I sent all the photographs to an auction house in New York, thinking, this is brilliant. And she come back to me and she says, unfortunately, it's not James Patterson. It was another guy. It's a nice painting. I've still got it actually, but the signature's almost identical. I was gutted. She says it's worth about £100. What I'd paid for it. But you win some, you lose some, don't you? Yeah, I've had some good stuff. I'm not like, you know, like Drew Pritchard. I'm a bit like a crap Drew Pritchard, whereas he's going round stately homes buying Louis XIV Ebonized side tables. I'm more your crinoline lady toilet roll cover, you know, and them cats with dodgy arms that you see in Chinese takeaways. That's more sort of my level, and that's my main source of income. I've got that. It can be a bit time consuming sometimes, you know. On a Monday, say if I've had a load of sales over a weekend, and I do love it, yeah, I think great, but then I think, oh, I'm going to go and pack it all now, and it takes a bit of time packing some of it because it's fragile. Anyway, that's my main source of income. I was going to go walking in the morning, I'll still do that, but I thought it's such a beautiful evening. Look at that. Beats sitting in pub, doesn't it? And I'm on a park down there. This is what we've got on his doorstep, guys. We're so lucky. I should have a good view at morning. It's probably going to be a cold one tonight. So I'm just going to get him back at van and just do some more of my video. You think I'd make bed, wouldn't you? Oh. Oh. Right. So my mate recommended this. Sam Smith's. That's a stout. And then look what I've got for after. Oh, it's one of my favourites. I need to tidy around. Then I'm going to chill, charge things up. What about this angle? How's that? Cheers, having an imperial stout. How can I sit? Maybe if I do that, is that better? Put my feet up. Like a right nutter, something like this. What about like this? God, is that a bit cash? How you doing? How you doing? So that's not working. I've got to get a good position. Let me show you this. So I have this fan. It goes above my head, because that's where I sleep, obviously. Oh. I could do it like this. What about like this? But you know what will happen? I'll fall asleep. It's so comfy, this bed, you know. I'm not very prepared this evening. I should have fetched something to cook, shouldn't I? I've got food. I've got bananas, cereal, and some bloody croissants. I'll have a croissant. That's my tea, a croissant and a stout. So don't let anybody say I'm not healthy, because these are not fattening croissants, these. Special. I'm a bit disappointed there's not chocolate in them. But it is what it is, isn't it? What we're going to talk about. Oh yeah, this video's about money, isn't it? So, my second way of making money is doing a bit of like remote freelance work. So, I've always done a lot of work with e-commerce and even like building websites and stuff like that. I was on eBay for years and years, Amazon, Etsy, all that stuff. So I've got quite a bit of experience of that. So I do a little bit of work for a couple of companies, and that's great because I just do it from my laptop. I can do that anywhere in the world. I can do that anytime I want. I don't do much. I might do like an hour a day. But that's great because that guarantees me a weekly income. Again, it's not a fortune, but it's just having that guaranteed weekly income, which is good. And that can be anything, whether it's repairing websites for people, because when you have websites you get lots of issues with sort of plugins and things like that, or problems with emails. But then even just when customers are contacting, you know, I'll answer questions, arrange deliveries and chase up deliveries. What else do I do? You know, one company I did like a load of listings for them. They'd got a website with all their stuff on it and they wanted to move it onto eBay, so I did that for them. You know, again, just an hour a day doing some listings for them in back at van. So there's lots of different stuff you can do, like remote work, and especially if you're good with a computer. And you only need to get in with you couldn't get in with just one company. So that's what I do. That's the second thing. It's really windy. It's rattling the van quite a bit. I wonder if there's many people about. Oh. There's all the vans up there. Everyone stayed up there, look. Okay, so I'm just setting out here. It's not a massive walk, this one. I think it's probably about a 4.5 mile, maybe. I don't know. So it gets quite good here. The last time I did this with Helen, we came up the other direction, and this bit is quite steep. It's a bit easier coming up, I think. That's one of the reasons I like to come early. That's Higato behind me there. Yeah, one of the reasons I like to come early is because I was trying to do some creative footage there of the old fort. So I've just come down the other side of Carl Walk and it's a lot quieter down here. I think people sort of hike to that bit and then go back to like the car park and that. So I was doing my video about talking about money, and I've talked about the two main bits. The main bit is the antiques. I talked about that, and then I've talked about my sort of freelance stuff, what I do, and now the third part is YouTube, and this is the bit that sort of really interests me and what I'd love to eventually do full time. I know there's some people that do it full time, but it's difficult. So how do I earn money from YouTube, and how much am I earning at this moment with just coming up to 15,000 subscribers? So as you might be aware, or you might not, YouTube put the adverts on your videos and you earn a percentage of that. So obviously the more views that you get on your videos, the more money you earn. So, which is great for these big channels with millions of views, but for the like of mine, it's not that much. I mean, it's alright, I'm not complaining, but I would say on average at this moment of time I'm at about £400 a month, which is great, like I said. But the work you have to put in to do a video is ridiculous. I love it, but it is very, very time consuming, because you'll go out on a trip or whatever and you get hours of footage, so you're constantly going through it and reviewing it, and then when you're editing it you have to go through it again and again and again. And I take it quite serious, my editing, because I'm a bit of a nerd, although you won't think it to look at some of it. So yeah, it's not much money, but it's there. The other thing is, you get contacted all the time from companies wanting to send you stuff, and it's like, we'll send you this thing, you do a video on it and you can keep it. And at first when I started I thought, wow, this is fantastic, but to date I think I've just done one sponsored sort of video, and that was the bike, because that was worth it for me. You know, some companies are contacting me saying, we'll send you a torch, can you do a 8-minute video on it? I'm thinking, no, it's a torch, about 30 quid, it's probably cost you a tenner to manufacture, and you want me to spend a few hours doing a video for you and sharing it with all my audience? I'm not doing it. I've also had another company send me a product. I'll not tell you what it is because I don't want to be disrespectful or anything, but they sent me a product and they said, you can keep the product and we'll give you £1,000 to do a video. But then once I'd received the product, and they send you all the paperwork through and they want a contract and everything, and it's, oh, they want this and that, they want to completely dictate to you what you've got to do. They even send you example videos how they want you to make your video. And I looked at these videos, these examples, and I thought, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing a video like that. So, you know, just boring, like, right, matter of fact, going through, that's not our style. We do stuff off the cuff, and we ad lib and we have banter and stuff. And then as I sort of started testing the product out, I thought, well, it's a bit rubbish. It's not brilliant. So I can't promote that to people. So I'm sending it back. I know. So it's £1,000 I could have had, but you've got to have, I think you've got to have a bit of integrity, haven't you? And I want to keep building this channel long term, and if it's just full of crap adverts, then, you know, I think it'll put people off. So there will be odd one occasionally, but I'll try. Like, I think the e-bike I did, I think that was just a good video in my opinion. It was still similar to our style, so if I can do a sponsored video in that sort of style, I will. An ideal situation is to actually have some of your videos sponsored, so you're not having to take time out to plug their products out. You'll just say, this video is brought to you by Betty's Tea Rooms or whatever. So if any companies want to do that, then I'm always up for that, because it helps me sort of be able to do it full time, and obviously just keep working on building subscribers up. I'm getting to a boggy bit here. Alright, here, aren't I? Might get stuck. Yeah, we also have the buy me a coffee thing, where people just can buy you a coffee when they've liked his videos. It's not all, you know, it's not coffee though. I can assure you it's not coffee we're buying. It's a few beers. So that's always appreciated. And I think I'm stuck. Hang on, I'm talking and I'm not focusing. Look, it's getting more and more boggy. I should have gone up top way. That's proper way, but I was taking a bit of a shortcut. I ain't going to get down here, am I? Bloody hell. I can hear a cuckoo. Is that a cuckoo? Can you hear that? Let me know if that's a cuckoo, I don't know. Right, I found a way around. But still not got across there yet, have I? And that's super boggy. Bloody hell. Could I jump it? Possibly. Do I risk that? Right. Okay, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to jump across. It might not look far, but you know, I'm a 17 stone bloke. And the thing is, if I fall in, it'll be a bit crap and uncomfortable, but I've got to think about content for the channel. Is the narrow a bit? Right, I'm just going to do it. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh shit! Oh. I did it. Made an arse of myself. Like, oh. Fell over. Right, but I made it. I'll edit that bit out. I'll make it look like I'm Tom Cruise or something, just leaping across. So talking about money and YouTube and online stuff, how I can sort of earn more money from it. What do you lot think about Patreon? I look at all other van life channels and quite a few of them have a Patreon account. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's like YouTube, a different site, and people subscribe. It's only like a really small fee. Well, the sort of the person that sets it up, you set the structure, so it can be £1 a month, £5 a month, £10. I've seen some at 50 quid a month. Van lifers, I know. So people do that, but it's like a sort of way of supporting you. But in return, rather than the buy me a coffee where it's just people giving you a drink, with Patreon you can give them stuff back. So you can give them sort of extra footage or extended footage. Oh, I'm out of breath. And I think you can build a community, because we've talked about doing meetups, which I think is a great idea, like sort of camping meetups and stuff like that, and pub crawls. But I think if you put it on YouTube, it's there for everybody, whereas if you have a sort of private group on Patreon, that might be a lot easier and be good fun, because the van life people are amazing, absolutely best people I know, really friendly. So let me know what you think about that. You know, it's always an extra, you don't have to do it, but oh yeah, and then finally, look at this guy here, whizzing down. He was shifting, not like me on my e-bike. The other thing, merchandise. I don't like the idea of people just giving you money. I think it's better if people can buy stuff off you, so they're getting something, even if it's stickers or t-shirts. So that's another thought. I mean, what do you do with your other channels? Let me know. And we'll take it from there.
So my batteries run out on my other camera. Just heading back to the van. There she is.